I got connected to Lisa, Nikki's mom, sort of by accident. We have a mutual friend who reached out to me the week that Nikki's remains were found in December of 19 and asked me to come and help put together a vigil. And it was clear at that point that the case needed organization and help. And so I and a whole bunch of other people were able to step in and do that.
And it's been, almost 2 years since this has happened, and we're, just now getting to trial. How did it feel getting to this point?
Exhausting.
Yeah, exhausting.
Truly exhausting, excruciating. The process with the issues that happened over the last few days with the jury, we're all just exhausted. And we're also, I think, exceptionally happy that we were able to get to this moment.
To receive the guilty on 2 counts was a really powerful moment. For a minute we were unsure if we would just get 1 count or the both counts, and we this morning the jury came back with 2. And so to get the guilty on the murder too, and also on the malicious harassment, feels like a really, really big success for our community.
One of the things that has come up for me in the last week is being present in court through the process of evidence being looked at and seeing the photographs. And a very small ligature was used to kill Nikki Kuhnhausen. And it was knotted repeatedly. It was tied down to a space of about 3.97 inches in diameter. And I think that actually stands as quite the metaphor for the social and cultural ligature that is placed on trans people. And I think what today actually stands for is more about a movement toward loosening of that cultural and social ligature than anything else. We have definitely not overcome something by this verdict. We have found some justice for Nikki, but we have a long, long way to go.
I think, the Justice for Nikki Task Force had the opportunity to help get a bill passed in Washington in Nikki's name in 2020. And, though David could use that defense in court because the law was passed after the murder happened, it was very disappointing that came up as the defense, that the trans panic defense was used. It's very hopeful for me as a trans person that the ban going forward will keep people from being able to use that protection, though it was used in this case. It is a not an appropriate defense, and I think the jury kind of is holding true for that for Clark County.
Yesterday there was a lot of ups and downs. When they finally read the verdict this morning, what went through your head?
2 years of relief. 2 years of relief. We were confident going in that David Bogdanov would be convicted of at least the murder charge. We're also aware of the culture of Clark County, and we're unsure about the hate crime, despite all of the evidence. It's a win. It's a really big win.
We were all holding hands while we were awaiting the verdict to be read, and that was really powerful. It felt like we were all together, just awaiting this, and the sense of relief that came that we got justice for Nikki, that we were able to push this, and the jury could see it and did the right thing. That felt really good.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Expect a public statement from our group to come at some point this afternoon.
Okay.
That'll be put out on the Facebook group Justice for Nikki. We will all be back here again for sentencing in a couple of weeks. Thank you all for your coverage of this really important story. One of the pieces that I think has been really beneficial in raising the public's interest is being able to utilize media successfully over the last 2 years. So thank you to all of you for that.
I just had a question. What is the ribbon? Does that represent something?
This is the trans flag.
Is it Sorry.
Yeah.
Good to- Could you say something about the Nikki Act for people that don't know?
Yeah,
Make it
absolutely.
more clear.
Thank you for that. Several legislative sessions ago, a process had started to pass a bill through the House and the Senate in Washington to ban the use of the gay and trans panic defense in the state of Washington. Um, what the gay and or trans panic defense is the opportunity for someone who commits an aggravated assault or a murder to claim a pseudo self-defense kind of by reason of insanity, that they had this overwhelming emotional response when they learned that the person that they assaulted or killed was a queer person. As we moved through this process, we learned that that bill that they had tried to pass had kind of died in a legislative session. And we worked closely with Sharon Wiley, who's a state rep here in Vancouver, to get that pushed through the House and the Senate. We were able to go and meet Governor Jay Inslee, be part of that process. And the Nikki Act was signed into effect, I believe, in March, going into effect July 1st of 2020.